On this episode, we travel straight through the heart of the St. Clair River, where a mix of seafaring history and quilting combine in an old fishing and boating community that makes up the St. Clair County Quilt Trail. We'll spend time visiting a barn quilting workshop hosted by the organizers of the Quilt Trail. Along the way, we'll go to places like Algonac and the iconic Harson's Island. So come along as we look at the origins of the most recent quilt trail project called the St. Clair County Quilt Trail. Sandwiched between Detroit and Port Huron, St. Clair County, but more specifically, the city of Algonac, sits along the scenic banks of the St. Clair River. Across the river to the east is Canada, adding an international flavor to the quilt trail. My mission here is twofold: meander around this beautiful area in search of barn quilts, one, and two, talk to the people responsible for one of Michigan's newest quilt trails. And as a bonus, we'll attend a 2-day barn quilting workshop and meet the artist who is responsible for most of the quilts along the trail. I might even paint my own. Who knows? The actual idea for the St. Clair County Quilt Trail was born over a decade ago. However, it wasn't until last year the first quilt, this magnificent mariner's compass, was unveiled in the spring of 23. That's Miss Jan. She's one of the organizers of the workshop here at the Quilt Trail. We'll let her explain.
Today is just a gathering. The St. Clair County Quilt Trail is having a paint workshop where we're teaching people how to paint the big blocks, the barn blocks, so that when they leave here, if they want to create their own, they'll have all those skills to do it with. And so we're excited about that. It's about getting people together with a common interest. It's a sisterhood or brotherhood of people gathering and just enjoying and having fun, laughing, and just having a great day together. We had such support from our community. Our community has just backed us so well and supported this, and we're just so excited about it because now we have, within a year, have built it to now we're going to present it to everybody.
How many quilts do you have on the trail currently?
Right now we have 24. 24 currently on the trail. So we're excited within a year.
So now we know that there are 24 quilts currently on the trail. But what you may not have known is all but 7 of these quilts were made by the talented Ms. Liz of Liz's Barn Quilts. She and her crew ventured all the way up here from Nashville, Tennessee, adding a touch of, dare I say, Southern charm to Michigan's newest quilt trail. They not only delivered the latest editions of the quilt trail, but they also taught nearly 50 would-be barn quilt artists, to include yours truly, in a 2-day event. Let's hear from Miss Liz.
I'm Elizabeth Curtis, and I'm from Gallatin, Tennessee, which is just right outside of Nashville. I do a little bit of everything. So I have the barn quilt business, and then I also operate an automotive repair shop.
How did you get into barn quilting?
About 8 years ago, I didn't know what to do for my mom for Christmas. I just went and bought a 4x sheet of plywood, cut it in half, and looked at a YouTube video of how to draw, and I just figured it out and draw it, and I painted it, and then I gave it to her, and she loved it, and then her mother wanted one. I'm in 48 states, so if anybody needs one in Alaska or Hawaii, I now have them in 8 countries also.
What's the best part about doing this?
I love it. I just absolutely love it. I love to sit down and draw a pattern and watch it come to life.
And as for the quilts themselves, notice I said quilts and not barn quilts. They are a mixture of themes from religious to family, and even some that reflect the seagoing heritage of the area. The reason I make the distinction on quilt or barn quilts is because the folks that organized the trail didn't want the quilts to be limited to just barns. In fact, almost all of the quilts are mounted on structures other than barns. Speaking of quilts, let's check in on our hero and see how he's doing with his barn quilt. And Miss Teresa to the rescue. As I venture around Algonac and the surrounding area, I can't help but appreciate the vibe that this place gives off and the mood that it puts me in. It doesn't feel connected at all to the rest of the Metro Detroit area. It's extremely dialed down and laid back. A quick jaunt over to Hars's Island, and you're immediately immersed in a time capsule. Similarly, head over to the Maritime Museum and you'll find all kinds of fascinating artifacts that showcase the area's boating and fishing history. Okay, how's our guy doing now? Nice. Coming along. Did you notice anything different about those quilts on this trail? No? Wait. I'll stop it right here. See? See that QR code? Go ahead. Scan it. Go ahead. I'll wait. Those QR codes are specific to each quilt. They give the location and the story behind each one. So no more guessing at what the meaning behind each quilt is. Pretty smart, right? The goal is to have 40 quilts erected in 5 years. At 24 in year 1, I'd say they're well on their way to smashing that goal by what? Next week sometime? I'm kidding, of course, but you get where I'm going with this. They're off to a great start. So there you have it. Whether you come by plane, train, automobile, or boat, make your way over to St. Clair County, where you can get lost in the history of the town, the surrounding area, and of course, the St. Clair County Quilt Trail. And remember, hit that bell, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And if you'd like to see me cover quilt trails near you, leave a comment below. Until next time, enjoy.